Hi everyone, Celt News here. The Mail Online is saying Megxit statements decoded, what the Queen said and what she really meant, as she announced Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are quitting, and how it compared to their choice of words. It says about the Queen emphasising the importance of family, which appeared 4 times, and also talks about how Harry and Meghan have been discussing the exit for months. And she also highlights a personal bond with Harry and refers to him as grandson. I've thought that she said a lot in her statement by saying how quickly Meghan became part of the family. A lot of people are throwing their hands up in despair and saying, oh no, Her Majesty is being too nice. I don't think so at all. I think she's in a dry, sarcastic way saying just how quickly Meghan moved in on the family. But she also has to appear to be saying the right things because she'll have it thrown back at her. The Mail goes on to say, the Queen expressed the importance of family in her statement last night and told how she is particularly proud of her granddaughter-in-law, Meghan Markle. She has to say that, doesn't she? She can't say any other. Her Majesty used a deeply personal tone and referred to her family 4 times throughout the statements with the use of 3 I's and 3 my's and 3 my's throughout its 5 paragraphs. And then it goes on to say how she commended Meghan for how swiftly she has become part of the royal family. That actually is a backhanded compliment, I think. And thanks to the couple for the dedicated work they have done. And then she goes on to say that she wishes them a happy and peaceful new life. So here's the statement. Following many months of conversations and more recent discussions, I am pleased that together we have found a constructive and supportive way forward for my grandson and his family. Harry, Meghan and Archie will always be much loved members of my family. I recognise the challenges they have experienced as a result of intense scrutiny over the last 2 years and support their wish for a more independent life. I want to thank them for all their dedicated work across this country, the Commonwealth and beyond, and I am particularly proud of how Meghan has so quickly become one of the family. It is my whole family's hope that today's agreement allows them to start building a happy and peaceful new life. The bit about intense scrutiny, she's saying that they've experienced over the last 2 years, well, they are actually going to be under intense scrutiny from Her Majesty because she's now going to be, and her advisors are going to be watching every business move that they make and the use of Sussex and Sussex Royal. We still don't know yet whether they will still be able to use Sussex Royal. I think the Royal would have to be removed. Some people are disappointed that the titles, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, were not removed. The thing is, this could still happen. They need to have something else that they can remove, don't they? Because if they're watching what they're doing, and if they mess up in the coming months, the Queen needs to have something else to remove. That's the way I'm looking at it. And also, they haven't definitely got the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles forevermore because of the problems with the County of Sussex really not wanting them to use that name. And I think even more so now. So we don't know what will happen there. The HRH titles are to not be used. They've not been removed, it said, but they are not to use them. And I'm wondering if this is because in the event of a possible divorce that Harry would still have his. Obviously Meghan wouldn't. Also, it's interesting to note that straight away their response, Meghan and Harry's response on their Instagram post, in acknowledging Her Majesty's statement, they sign off with their Royal Highnesses. So the Queen says that they will no longer use their HRH titles as they are no longer working royals. So they respond by releasing a statement referring to themselves as their Royal Highnesses, which is unbelievable. But we know that she's always longed for this title. Meghan has always wanted the title HRH ever since her childhood. And the video of the birthday party of her friend where she takes the crown and wears it and bosses all the other children around and demands that they refer to her as Her Royal Highness. So from a very young age, that was very important to her. It's also a possibility that actually removing the titles from them would be worse, because then Meghan would be able to say they did this to Princess Diana, they took away my HRH. By letting them keep the HRH but not allowed to use it, I think is a very, very clever move. And they're not allowed to use it for the pure reason that they're not full-time working royals. So very clever. So there will be no more overseas tours, and Meghan is a little like Sarah Ferguson now. So they lose the HRH title, or they're not allowed to use it from spring. So it all kicks off then. And all funding will be removed also. I think Prince Charles is giving them something, but we don't know how much, and it's obviously at his discretion. And I think when William takes over the duchy, they might not have anything. So I don't see it as them having won. Some people are saying, oh, it looks like they've won. They've beaten the Queen. No, I don't think so. I think that it's very clever what she's done. She's still got more that she can take away from them. She needs to see that the charitable endeavours they do, the merching they do with the name, which it seems that they're still going to be using Sussex, whether they use the royal as well, I don't know. She can take it all away at any moment, and she will be watching it all to make sure that it doesn't devalue the monarchy. So Harry isn't active now as a working member, but he could come back to that. It's said that if they did split up, he could be reinstated. Also, Harry was out and about with his large group of friends in a local pub on Saturday night, enjoying himself and, being free. Also, questions about whether the removal of HRH would mean that there would be more occasions when Meghan would have to curtsy to Catherine. I'm not sure. Maybe that's a possibility. They also have to pay back money that they used for the renovation of Frogmore Cottage. So in a nutshell, it looks as if it's a loss of titles, no HRH, repay money from the Frogmore renovation, and no public money. So, quite a change for them. Harry also loses, from what I understand, all of his military patronages, and Meghan loses the ones where she has to represent the Queen. So there's no military appointments for Harry. He's lost his connections with the military guys. So I would imagine that Harry is pretty disappointed about losing the military role, because that was his thing, and it's quite sad. It's also being said that Meghan's coming back to the UK on a reduced agenda to do some final work for the monarchy. I don't know how realistic this is, but it seems as if she has to be seen to be tying up the loose ends. There's talk about what sort of reception she will get, because it's also, some people remember when Camilla was being really rejected by the public, she actually had bread rolls thrown at her. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Meghan, but there's a lot of discontent regarding people's feelings towards her. So there's a possibility she might not be very well received if she does do final royal engagements. So as far as I can see it, they're not really free. They're not free from the scrutiny of the royal family. The Queen will be watching, and her advisors will be watching very carefully what they do with Sussex Royal, or Sussex, or whatever title they use for their new endeavours. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.